I know, and isn't it? It's just wild because we've talked about this a lot on the show and just as with our friends. But it's crazy though. Like I never thought in my 50s, like there'd be drama and you're like losing friends. I've gotten to the point where, like Tony, we're Leos. It's like the more the merrier, bigger the party, the bigger the crew. But like over the past, I'd say 6 years or so, it's like my table has definitely gone from the 100-person table to an 8-person table. You know what I mean? And I'm totally at peace with that. I
Mhm.
had a friend who kind of left my life a few years ago, and it was a ride or die friend, and it hurt me, of course. I was confused. There was no closure, hurt me. But you know what? I forgave and just kind of went about my life. Well, good news is they're back in my life, and I didn't ever know that would ever happen. And I took them back in because why wouldn't I? Like, you know what I mean? Nothing bad happened. And so I feel super blessed to have them back. There's people who've left and it's all for a reason. And I'm like, I'm totally fine with that.
And just a lot of things like that. I just think it's life doesn't go as planned. And I think when we have disruption, it is not fun. It is very like you get shaken and it's like you have to learn how to deviate. And I always say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans because
Yeah. And
not so much.
like what I like about that, because that is how, if you think about it, because we're in our 50s and we look back, just look back at your life a little bit. Nothing ever goes as planned, right? And we've gotten to the point, like for me, every time I hit another milestone, I cheer myself on, just saying, hey, you've been through a lot, Queen. Don't worry about it. But one of my favorite words these days is pivot. I'm going to pivot.
Yeah. Not let it completely destroy us. And that
Yeah.
that is what these friendship breakups or these losses, it's part of that too. So it's
And part of self-love is to be gentle on yourself, right?
Join us on November 25th for the full episode.